A Roman harbor wall, 2,000 years in salt water, still standing. A modern harbor pier, 50 years old, already crumbling. Their concrete gets stronger underwater, ours falls apart. Walk the edge of the Mediterranean, and you will find them. Roman piers, Roman breakwaters, Roman harbor walls. Built by an empire that fell 16 centuries ago, and still here, still taking the pounding of the sea. Caesarea Maritima, built for King Herod around 25 BC. Portus, Trajan's great harbor outside Rome, finished around 110 AD. These are not ruins. They are working seawalls. They have stood through every storm the Mediterranean has thrown at them for 2,000 years. These structures should not exist. Saltwater is the worst environment in the world for stone-like materials. Salt creeps into every pore. It freezes, it expands, it eats steel from the inside. It cracks concrete from the outside. It crumbles brick into sand. Modern concrete piers, built with the best materials industrial civilization can produce, last about 50 years in the sea. Then the cracks start. Then the rust. Then the collapse. Engineers plan for it. They budget for it. They write it into the contract. So how did the Romans build something that has now outlasted modern concrete by 40 times? For centuries we thought we knew the answer. The Romans wrote it down. Pliny the Elder. Vitruvius. The recipe was no secret. Take volcanic ash. Take quicklime. Take seawater. Mix. Pour. The volcanic ash came from a single place, Pozzuoli, on the Bay of Naples, in the shadow of a sleeping supervolcano. We still call this material pozzolana. The Romans shipped it across the empire in heavy clay jars by the thousands of tons because no other ash on earth would do. Modern engineers have copied that recipe. Lime, volcanic ash, seawater, same ingredients, same proportions, careful measurements, modern equipment, climate-controlled labs. And the modern copies fail. Not as fast as Portland cement, but nothing like the original. The samples crack, the samples weaken, the samples behave like normal concrete. They die in decades, not millennia. Something in the Roman method was missing, something the texts never explicitly named, and the clue had been sitting in the ancient concrete the whole time, hiding in plain sight, dismissed as a mistake. Look at a piece of Roman concrete under a microscope, and you will see them, small white chunks, scattered through the gray, lime clasts. For decades, modern researchers looked at those white specks and shook their heads. Sloppy work, bad mixing. The Romans just weren't careful. Then, in 2023, a team led by Admir Masick at MIT took another look. They scanned the lime clasts with an electron microscope. They mapped their chemistry atom by atom. They tested how they reacted to water, to salt, to stress. And they realized something nobody had wanted to believe. Those white specks were not a mistake at all. They were a defense system, built into the concrete on purpose. Here's what happens. A tiny crack opens in a Roman pier, maybe from a wave, maybe from a small earthquake, maybe from 1,000 years of pressure adding up grain by grain. Water seeps in. The water reaches a lime clast. The clast dissolves into calcium-rich solution. The solution flows along the crack, and when it meets the seawater chemistry inside, it recrystallizes. New mineral, new crystal, solid stone, growing inside the wound. The crack seals itself. So why did our modern copies fail? Because we missed one step. Hot mixing. Modern engineers slake their lime cold, mix the powder with water, let it cool, then add the rest. Safe, clean, predictable. The Romans did it hot. Quick lime straight from the kiln, dumped in with the seawater while it was still violently reactive. The mix boiled, it hissed, it steamed, and in that violent heat, the lime did not fully dissolve. Small chunks survived, the lime clasts, the healing capsules, sealed inside the concrete the moment it cooled. The recipe was never lost, it was misread. We saw the ingredients and missed the method. 2,000 years of clues, and we kept looking past the hottest part of the page. Now modern labs are racing to put it back. Self-healing concrete for seawalls, for bridge piers, for tunnel linings, for nuclear waste containment, for every place where a crack today means a disaster in 50 years. Some of those labs already have working prototypes. Concrete that when broken, knits itself shut again within weeks. The Pantheon Dome in Rome, Hadrian's masterpiece, finished around 126 AD, is 1900 years old, still the largest unreinforced concrete dome on Earth. No steel inside it, no modern admixtures, just Roman concrete poured with the hot mix method, lighter at the top than at the base. We have not built anything that could match it. 2,000 years ago, on the edge of a sleeping volcano, in a place called Pozzuoli, someone figured out how to make stone that heals itself. They wrote it down. They built harbors with it. They walked away. The empire fell. The knowledge faded. We forgot. We are only now beginning to remember.